On August the 24th, Manchester City played against Ipswich Town in the Premier League. So let's talk about the game here. We'll talk a bit about the tactics of the game, but mostly about the players individually, their performances and stuff like that. Savio will be interesting to talk about, but I think I'll start with the defense, which of course includes these two, Rico Lewis and Ederson. Now, what's interesting to me is that we started a full strength lineup here. If you look at, except for Rodri, but Rodri is not ready yet to go back into playing games. I think he's only coming back for Arsenal. You'll have to be a bit patient with Rodri's return. But outside of Rodri, we went with a pretty much full strength squad. Maybe Foden over Silva, but that's about it, really. So, Ederson, I can't really say much, he didn't have much to do. Now, to goal that game pretty early, after 6 minutes played, I believe, Ipswich Town scored. And that's maybe the first thing I need to talk about here. Our back line, we have a back four here. For all intents and purposes, we have a back four. Sure, Rico Lewis is dashing up and around the pitch when we have the ball and we are going forwards. That's only if we have the ball on the right hand side of the pitch. It's not like we defend with Rico Lewis here. It's not like Rico Lewis is consistently dashing forwards. It's only when Rico Lewis is looking to get onto the ball. And even then, if we say that it's a double pivot, that's not entirely correct either. Rico Lewis is more here than he is here. So for all intents and purposes, it is a back four. And the goal came about through two individual errors. That is Ederson, he has to get the ball, should never let that roll in, and Rico Lewis. What an atrocity that he committed there, stepping up when he sort of tracked the run. He pretty much played the Ipswich Town attacker in, which led to the goal. Now, I start off with the goal because I like to end things on a positive note. The goal is the only negative thing, the Ipswich goal, is the only negative thing about this game. And to me it shows Rico Lewis his inexperience. A lot of people like Rico Lewis, understandably. I think he's a good player. I think he played well today. I think I'll give him a 7.5. He'd have an 8.5 if he did not cause us to concede a goal. Now, you might be like, oh, taking him from an 8.5 to a 7.5, that's a bit harsh. Yeah, it is, but we just conceded a goal to Ipswich Town, so you have to be harsh about that. I don't think he played poorly today, but that is the type of stuff in his game he needs to improve. Knowing when it is time to step up and try to play your opponent offside, and knowing when to track your run. That was clearly a moment where he sort of tracked the run, and that was not even in hindsight. I was thinking, what are you doing during the game? As Rico Lewis just allowed this guy, I don't know his name, Smudjic, in for the free goal. Has to be better than that. Other than that, defense was very solid. Akanji Diaz were playing well. Guardiol slotted into a centre back role after the substitutions, which we'll talk about later. Chart over here. But all four defenders mainly played pretty well. Pretty standard. They did not have a lot of work to do. There were a few moments where Ipswich was going forwards, but nothing meaningful. Nothing to really criticize or critique these defenders on. Maybe more interesting is the midfield and the attack. Now, I already talked a bit about Rico Lewis, how he dashes forwards. What I find very interesting about Rico Lewis is he will step into midfield sometimes when we are going up to form that double pivot with Rodri right, and Silva and De Bruyne will be running around. De Bruyne is very often over this side, which leaves Silva to go here. And then Lewis and Savio start combining, so Rico Lewis, his part when playing here is something like this. That's not what I meant to do. Something like this. He goes from here to here, and he ends up going to here, which I find very interesting. I've observed that a lot. Yeah, of course, he sometimes just went straight in these situations, but I observed that he often went from that right back position into midfield and then almost into a right wing position, where he would try to overlap or play together with Savio, which they both did pretty well throughout the game. So for Rico Lewis, that's about it tactically. De Bruyne, I don't know why he's playing so much left wing. It's not even left wing, it's like a left midfielder. But my theory is, De Bruyne is getting old. He needs to use his legs less. He needs to be more preserved. When he's playing in this deeper role on the left, he doesn't have as much work to do. He can just get the ball from the defender, ping one in, and then walk back into midfield if he wants to play in midfield. He doesn't have to run, he doesn't have to drag back too much because he's already in a backwards position. He can just walk around the pitch, take his time, and if he needs that pace, that he still does have a bit of, he can start running. But he doesn't have to be covering a large amount of ground all game. Which is why I think he's playing on this side of the pitch now. And you might see that throughout the season. It really depends on what we do. Maybe it's also to cover for our lack of Rodri, because De Bruyne has it's pretty good at defending and covering and a counter attack. So maybe it's also to cover for not having Rodri. Although I don't think Kovacic needs that cover, to be honest, but especially not against Ipswich. But it is a theory. There's quite a few theories. It's also maybe so that we can have his crossing ability more substantiated and stuff like that. It's probably a bit of all of those reasons. Again, everything is multifaceted at this level. When Pep Guardiola is thinking about his tactics, it's not monotone. He's not just thinking about one thing at a time. He's thinking about 3, 4, 5 things at a time. Bernardo Silva, pretty silent. And I'll talk about De Bruyne more in depth later, or about De Bruyne's individual performance rather. But Bernardo Silva, I was a bit disappointed. I expect more from Bernardo Silva. I know that he's not a midfielder. People think he's a midfielder. He is not a midfielder. And this just shows it to me. He's not really a midfielder. People say it's a self-sacrificing role that he plays. But I'm not quite sure I agree with that. Because Jack Grealish, he plays a self-sacrificing role. He holds the width, he wins the fouls, he comes back and defends. That is what he does. He is merely a cog in a system, and he really doesn't do a lot outside of his role, but what it creates for us is so much space in midfield where other players can shine. I don't think Bernardo Silva does anywhere near that extent that Jack Grealish does. Bernardo Silva existing doesn't do the same that Jack Grealish existing does. And Jack Grealish gets criticized for not doing more than he already does. And I think that is fair. Bernardo Silva, I expect he will play midfield all season long. He didn't play poor by any means, but he was very average. He was a bit above average in my opinion. I don't think he was breathtaking or anything like that. So for Bernardo Silva, it's... I think Bernardo Silva is better when he just drops a bit deeper if he plays in midfield. I think midfield, drop him deeper and then he's better. But then we have a double pivot and De Bruyne is already dropping deeper and then we have this. So you can't drop Bernardo Silva deeper into this system. I don't know if you can tell why not, but... Oh yeah, and Rico Lewis goes over here, so... Just take a while to guess why this doesn't work. Anyhow. Yeah, I don't think Bernardo Silva was good by any means today. Think he could be better. He did a few decent passes and stuff like that. It's fine, I think. It's only Ipswich. This isn't the biggest game of his career or anything like that. But I think he's just so much better when he's on our wing. Then, Kovacic. Standard performance, I liked what he did, and I liked what Gundogan did, this new guy that we signed, when he came on. Gundogan, by the way, he is a baller. He is a baller. He was able to just slot into that defensive midfield role as if he never left the club. I love Gundogan. I'm so happy that we have him back. I still don't think it's the right choice as a club to make. I think we should move on to a new player. But I'm so happy we have him back. All rationale aside, I'm happy to have him back. Then, we have 3 players here to talk about as man of the match. A lot of people want to say Rico Lewis. Sorry if you cause us to concede a goal. against Ipswich Town, you do not deserve to be in a man of the match conversation, even if you were great for the entire rest of the game. And he missed that shot. He should have always scored that shot that he spanked straight off the bar. Conceded a goal, didn't make up for it, missed a sitter. He played good, but you can't have players who played like that in a man of the match debate. You simply can't. So, De Bruyne, Savio, and Haaland. Those are the 3 man of the match shouts for me. I'm very happy with how De Bruyne played. He got a goal, of course. It's not any spectacular goal. It was good by Savio, though, to get the ball off the goalkeeper, who... what was he doing? I have no idea. That goalkeeper had an absolute howler of a game. No idea what he was thinking, but... Savio got the ball to De Bruyne and De Bruyne scored. That's what matters. And that was 2-1, I believe. I think it was the 2-1. Yeah, that was the 2-1. Because then, minutes later, De Bruyne assisted Haaland and it was 3-1. So, De Bruyne, goal, nothing spectacular. What is more spectacular is his general play. He moved the ball around well, got his forwards well. And of course, the assist into Haaland. Again, the goalkeeper from Ipswich could have maybe done a bit better with that. And I think the goalkeeper from Ipswich was out all the way over here. Which is like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be over here. Like, okay, he's trying to come out to get De Bruyne's cross right. I get that. But he was in no man's land. He was never getting to that ball. Which is evidenced by Haaland just putting it wide of the goalkeeper and then scoring. And Haaland was having to contend with 2 defenders there. So I have no idea what the goalkeeper was thinking for Ipswich Town. But Haaland was given a free goal here. This goal was suddenly open. Because guess what? The goalkeeper who is supposed to be here is instead over here. And the defenders who were trying to mark Haaland now have to worry about the goal being left open rather than actually getting the ball off of Haaland. Because if they try to go straight at Haaland, he'll just shoot it at the goal. Which is exactly what he did, and he scored. So absolute howler by the goalkeeper there. But a decent goal by Haaland, I suppose. De Bruyne, I liked how he played, still looks very young, the way he played. Not his face or anything like that, but he still plays like he is young. Again, that might come down to his new role though, where he can preserve more energy. Then Savio. And I'm talking about Haaland last. Savio had a very mixed game for me. He was up against Leif Davis, who had a good game against Mohamed Salah. That's the only game I ever saw of him. This was not a good game by Leif Davis. And to be fair, Leif Davis only had a good game against Salah because Salah was having a bad game. When Salah started playing better, Davis was gone. Now against Savio should have done better. This is not a right back of such, or left back, sorry, of such quality that Savio should struggle to get past him. Which Savio did at a few points. There was a point, I think he ran the ball out of play twice. Absolutely unacceptable from Savio. I don't want to see that. He tried to take Leif Davis on pace, which I think is the wrong decision. Savio is quick, yeah, but you don't need to use your pace to get past the defenders. If you are over here, in this area of the pitch, between this line here, use your pace. Not in this area. This area you do not use your pace. There you use your technical ability. And that's all. It was very weird decision making by Savio because when he was over here, he was trying to use his technical abilities, trying to get through to defenders, and here he started trying to use his pace. Not quite sure what Savio was thinking there, but outside of a few just dumb decisions he made in this region, he played very well together with Rico Lewis. He of course got the ball back from the goalkeeper, which led to De Bruyne's goal. So even if it's a mixed game here, I'm criticizing Savio harshly because I expect a lot from Savio. I think Savio is quality enough to become a future Ballon d'Or winner. I think he can become better than Haaland. I think he can become better than Mbappe. I think he can become better than Phil Foden. All of those players were, well, Mbappe isn't in our squad right now, but Savio has a lot of talent. And he has a technical ability that not a single other winger in the Premier League has. So I'm criticizing him very harshly whenever he plays. I expected more of this game. It's Savio against Ipswich. I expect a bit more. He did not play poorly by any means. He got the ball forward quite well. He cooked on the right hand side a few times. He tried to play off with Rico Lewis. Sometimes it almost works. He won the penalty. I still don't really think that's a penalty. I think that's a bit of a soft one. Because I don't think that it was much contact there. Modern rules of football, though, are quite soft, so I guess it's pretty fair. Sport has become quite soft. Of course, won the penalty for Haaland. Haaland has shot 6 penalties in a row down the left-hand side. Goalkeepers have jumped to the right 6 times in a row. These goalkeepers are like, surely he won't take a 6th penalty down the left. And then he takes a 6th penalty down the left. And I bet you, yeah, the moment that a goalkeeper goes to his right, Haaland is going to take it to the left. Or Haaland is going to take it to the other side. But now for the main man, Erling Haaland. Actually, no. Let's talk about Doku first, yeah? Let's talk about Doku. I can feel the Doku rant coming into review tomorrow. I'm not even going to talk about Doku tomorrow, yeah? I'll promise you, Dashield. I am not going to say a single word about Doku in that review tomorrow because I am fed up with this guy, man. Not a single word. I'll just clip this part of the stream up here. And I'll play like a 5-second clip of me saying I'm not going to talk about Doku. And that's all I'm going to do with Doku. There we go, we've talked about Doku. Now about Erling Haaland. Haaland, hat-trick, of course. The penalty, mixed feelings about that. I think modern rules of football, maybe. Just very soft in my opinion. But other than the penalty, the first goal, again, mistake by the goalkeeper. It doesn't matter. Haaland got the ball to his head, extended it to his left, ran forwards, scored effortlessly. Very well done, got the ball over to the defender. And then, near the end of the game, Haaland was not getting any chances and he was clearly getting frustrated by that. So he said, yeah, let me get the ball and let me shoot myself and I'm gonna score and you're gonna stop being stupid here. So that's what he did. He grabbed the ball, he scored, and that was his hat-trick. He was clearly frustrated with not getting his chances, grabbed the ball, shot from distance, and scored. That is the level that you need Haaland to be at here for a full season. So I hope we can see that more and more and consistently from Haaland. I was very entertained by Haaland today. He played very well. So did Savio, but my man of the and De Bruyne, but my man of the match is Erling Haaland. So do tell me down below what you think about the game. Just don't talk about Doku, please. I'm so tired of him. And yeah, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. Helps out a ton, and I'll see you guys on the next one.